first speaker, the Honorable Richard Thornburgh. General Thornburgh, as many of you know, is currently an attorney with the Pittsburgh-based firm of Kirkpatrick and Lockhart. All of you, I am sure, know him because of his very distinguished career in public service. He has served as the 76th United States Attorney General, as the governor of the state of Pennsylvania, and as Undersecretary General of the United Nations. We are especially pleased to have General Thornburgh with us this morning because, as Attorney General of the United States, he was a very active participant in the debate about the future of civil justice. He was in particular responsible for issuing the Bush administration's report called Agenda for Civil Justice Reform in America. That report served as, I think, the blueprint for many of the proposed reforms we've seen in the 104th Congress, and was probably the greatest catalyst and stimulus for debate on civil justice issues that we've seen in a long, long time. Please welcome with me the Attorney General Thornburgh.
Thank you very much, and good morning. You know, every time they have a big act in Las Vegas or any one of the centerpieces of showbiz, they always have a kind of a warm-up act that comes out and gets the crowd in a frame of mind that they're receptive. I kind of feel like I'm fulfilling that role this morning, given the distinguished panel that you're about ready to hear from. And I'm delighted to be here and particularly pleased to be involved once again with the Federalist Society, which does such a superb job through its national organization and its chapters in keeping issues of public concern out front. And certainly one of those issues today is the area of civil justice reform that you'll be looking at this week here in Washington. As you have heard and will hear, this has been quite a year for those of us interested in civil justice reform. For the first time ever, the Congress of the United States passed comprehensive product liability reform with bipartisan support. And for the first time ever, the United States Supreme Court struck down as grossly excessive on constitutional grounds a punitive damage award in the Gore case. At the same time, substantial progress is being made at the state level in enacting reforms that are designed to bring our civil justice system into balance. Most notably and most recently this week in the state of Ohio, where after a protracted struggle, a reform agenda was passed in their legislature. There is obviously much more to be done, and it has to, I think, probably begin in Alabama, the home of the Gore case and the current NCAA champion in the race for distinction in the field of punitive damages. I was struck by some research that was done that totaled up the punitive damage awards during a recent 6-year period in Alabama and found them to exceed $100 million, which was, as it happened, about 6 times the combined total of punitive damage awards in the neighboring states of Alabama, of Tennessee, Georgia, and Mississippi. This quest for sanity in the civil justice system in Alabama can well begin with the election of Harold C. to the Supreme Court of Alabama. Many of you had the chance to meet Harold yesterday, and you'll hear from him today, and you'll hear more from this panel on this exemplar of the breakdown of our civil justice system. The plaintiffs' trial lawyers are well mobilized to resist reform, as they always have been, and they have every motive for preserving the status quo and have built up a substantial war chest to put their plans into action. But my sense is that across the country today, both in legislative halls and among the populace, that the tide is definitely turning. And it's turning because the reforms that are being proposed are common sense reforms. There's not a radical agenda that's being proposed. It's designed merely to bring back into balance what is a well-functioning civil justice system. These reforms are designed to deal with lawsuit abuse. And I think that the fact that progress is being made to the extent that it has should embolden those of us who are interested in this agenda to move it forward. So you will have the opportunity to listen to and participate in the debate today, and I hope that we can all work together to try to figure out precisely how we can make our civil justice system work better for all Americans. That's the essential challenge. It was a goal that we set forth in the Department of Justice when we produced the agenda for civil justice reform, which was prepared for the President's Council on Competitiveness under the direction of then Solicitor General Ken Starr. Public opinion, as I indicated, in my view, has really shifted toward the reform agenda, and I think it's up to those of us who are here today and our counterparts across the country interested in reform to keep that momentum going. So I'm delighted to be here to join with those of you who are examining in detail this important aspect of our American legal agenda. I wish the panelists well and all of you who are here today, and hope that we will be able to chalk up another year of progress when we gather next. Thank you very much. Thank you, gentlemen.